welcome to The Mill, a podcast brought to you by Mill & Co. We're an advertising collective specializing in strategy, creative ideation, and execution. My name is Rachel Ballatori. I'm your host, the founder and CEO of Mill & Co. Thanks so much for being with us today. I'm excited to introduce our segment, our 4 for Founders episode. Today, we're featuring a former client and good friend of mine, Dawn Casale. She's the founder and CEO of One Girl Cookies. For anyone that's based out of Manhattan and Brooklyn, you know them very well. Dawn, thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me, Rachel. I'm excited to be here.
Yes, absolutely. Dawn started One Girl Cookies actually 20 years ago with her husband, Dave. She started actually selling beautifully packaged tea cookies because she wanted to create a way to share joy through food and make people feel special. Now she gets to do that every day through all sorts of sweets and treats sold through One Girl Cookies. There's 3 Brooklyn cafes that are all doing well as being sold online. Dawn has been an amazing good friend of ours, and we had the pleasure of getting to work with her recently. So very honored to have her on today's podcast. All right, Dawn, let's jump in. I have 4 questions for you. So first of all, what motivates you to be successful?
Yeah, I think that just making a difference, that to me is really something that's so important to me in owning a business. Giving myself that platform to do so many things is really very powerful. And so that can take a lot of different forms. For me, success is making a difference in my community, making a difference in the lives of my employees, making a difference in the lives of my customers. And so I think if I feel like I've had a positive impact and feel that my business matters, then that to me is success. And that's really, really motivating to me.
Love that. And it's evident in all of the work that you do, and you can see it in every single detail of the beautiful treats that you sell. So 20 years ago, what was that push? What made you actually want to take the leap into turning this into a business and a brick and mortar business?
Yeah. So, we started with just mail order and delivery business within the city. And the pull to a retail location was really very strong for me. And it's because I've always been in retail, and that personal connection, that interaction is just really important. And it's not that it's not possible to create community without that, but it certainly is a little bit more of a challenge. So that was really important for me to be able to have that and to have that place where I could, have people gather and create those connections and friendships and work really closely with the staff. So I feel very grateful and very fortunate that I'm able to do it, even though given the circumstances right now, it's obviously a little bit different, but we will get back, and I can't wait.
I can't wait for that, and I'm sure there are thousands upon thousands of people that can't wait until they can come back and enjoy themselves at one of your locations. COVID aside, what are some challenges that you've faced as a founder, if you can give maybe a specific example, and what you did to overcome it?
Yeah, the challenges, obviously, there are a lot of challenges when you own a business. And I truly believe that for every challenge, there's also an upside and something to learn from the challenge. And I think that if you're not comfortable with challenges, you probably aren't starting a business in the first place. But I think that one thing that definitely does come up time and again, and this was before COVID and will be long after it, is the necessity to continue to change. And I love change, and I love improving, and I love evaluating the way I'm doing things and thinking about other ways to do those things. But it also means that the work is never done, right? If we're always pivoting and reevaluating and reassessing and tinkering with the systems, the policies, the product, whatever it might be, you're always working, and it's sometimes exciting, but also it can become a little bit tiring because you never feel like I've got it in place. This is good. It's going to stay. That's usually a very temporary feeling because you know that soon thereafter we're going to be changing it again. So you need a lot of energy, I guess.
Yeah. One of the things that struck me the most when we first started working together was that One Girl Cookies has stayed very true to who they are, who you were when you started that business 20 years ago. And I remember you saying to me, there's a lot of places, Rachel, that are popping up around us that are very trendy and flashy and, seem like they might look more modern. But typically those things that are quick in are quick out. And One Girl Cookies to have survived everything that's happened in the last 20 years, including 9/11 and now a COVID-19 global pandemic, is a true testament to you and to Dave and the staff and how loyal of a customer base you've been able to build. It's remarkable.
Yeah, thank you. We feel really lucky. I think we have, we're surrounded by amazing communities and people that have been customers for a long time, people who appreciate small business, know how important it is. And yeah, that can't be understated.
Yeah. So Dawn, if you could look back at Dawn 20 years ago, just getting ready to start this business, what advice would you give to her?
I think my biggest advice to anyone that I meet that's starting a business, and probably what I would have said to myself, is be present. I think that, as much as you work super hard when you are first getting the business off the ground and hopefully learning every aspect of it, learning, how to do the accounting, how to do the financial piece, really every process that is necessary to get the business to function. And I think that there's sort of this idea or goal that, okay, I'm going to step back and I'm going to stop doing those things. And that is important. It is important that you build a team that's able to handle those things. But there's definitely such a thing as stepping back too much. And in my opinion, I think that could be a very dangerous place. Nobody will ever be you. Nobody will ever care about the business, take care of it, and execute your vision in the same way that you will. So your presence is really important for your customers and for your staff alike.
I love that advice, and it's something I try to remind myself of daily, is to stay grounded and stay in the present moment. Because if you're thinking about the past, that can lead to sadness and regret. But if you're thinking too far ahead about the future, that leads to anxiety and uncertainty. But if you stay in the present moment and you focus on what you can do and control now, I think that those are the types of people that find the most success in business and in life.
Yeah, agreed.
Dawn, this is not on my Four for Founders question, but I have to ask, if there was one cookie on your menu that you could eat right now, what would it be?
Well, funny that you asked, because I've been having a chocolate craving. So I think I would say that it would be, we do a Sandy cookie, which is a vegan espresso chocolate cookie. And so one of those would taste really good right now.
I would love that. I just downed a medium cold brew from Dunkin' between my last podcast, and now all I am craving is more sugar, which is, I think, why it's not so good for you. I did recently I thought of you. I tried to make pancakes from scratch, but my cousin only had a coconut flour, which does not, of course, act as all-purpose flour. But I put in orange zest, fresh shaved coconut, and dark chocolate, and a little bit of orange juice into it with some vanilla extract. The flavor was out of this world. But they came out like these crumbly, weird cakes. But I just doused them with the maple syrup, and I thought of you. I'm like, this feels like a Dawn. This feels like a Dawn moment, but hers would look way better than mine.
Just use the maple syrup as the glue to kind of push it all together, right?
Exactly. You know what? And the next day they were so much better because it was just like a cake ball. What are those called? Cake, right?
Yeah,
cake pop. A cake pop,
cake
but it was
pop.
the size of a fist, so you just bite into it like an apple. But Dawn, it was so good to see you. So good to catch up as always. For those watching, if you have not had the pleasure yet of eating any sweet treats from One Girl Cookies, you are absolutely missing out. You must check them out. You can buy some products online today, onegirlcookies.com. For more information about Mill & Co. or more episodes from The Mill, you can check us out on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram. Dawn, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Alrighty, bye-bye.